Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ChiAmazing show. This is ChiAmazing, here to bring you some game news stuff. And the first thing I want to talk about is no Crysis 3 for the Wii U. Crytek GM Nick Button Brown said in a tweet, just to answer speculation, we are not currently working on a Wii U version of Crysis 3. We are getting something else, not entirely sure what it is. It's not the main Crytek team, it's probably one of the smaller teams or whatever. We are getting something else. So, listen up for that. See what's going on there. And jump over to Valve. Talk about Valve a little bit. Source 2 files have been found embedded in Valve Filmmaker. That's a pretty big deal, because normally Valve does baby step updates to their engine, the Source engine, and they've been using that engine for a while. Like 2004, I believe. So it's been out for a while, and I mean it's still a good engine. Don't get me wrong. This is really exciting because Valve is a technical master. They're really an amazing company, and what my theory, and I think a lot of people's theory, is part of the reason we are not hearing much from them, why we've not heard much about Half-Life 3, is the two are coinciding. The Half-Life 3 Source 2 engine, which means Half-Life 3 is going to look phenomenal, and Valve could be putting out potentially an engine that's going to be better than what Square Enix and Epic are showing off at the moment. I said Valve probably one of my favorite companies, so hopefully that is the case. Made me really happy. Speaking of Square Enix, Dragon Quest X, they said they plan to support the game with updates and DLC for a decade. That is a pretty big commitment. In case you don't know, Dragon Quest X is their online multiplayer one. It's going to have, I think it's said that they're going to have some kind of usage fee. People weren't incredibly happy about that, it being an online multiplayer game. But if they can actually keep to that promise and deliver updates for a decade, that's pretty cool. I think they said something like receive updates every 10 weeks. So if they can keep that, that's pretty awesome. But it is Square Enix, so we'll have to see how that's going to go. Sony has re-registered Until Dawn. Until Dawn, in case you don't know, was rumored to be a horror title for the Move. The reason this is semi-important is just because Sony didn't talk a lot about the Move recently. They haven't actually said a whole lot at all. And a lot of people are like, oh, is the Move, dying technology and stuff. They've also trademarked Rain yesterday. No idea what that is. Just all we know is they trademarked Rain as video game software. We could hear something about both of those at Gamescom. Hopefully we will. I'm hoping Sony will bring a strong showing there, especially considering really everyone's E3 was kind of lackluster. So, or the big three, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Hopefully they'll bring something to show. There was a Diablo 3 player who earned $10,000 off the Real Money Auction House. There's a Redditor named Wishbone the Dog. He did a AMA where he covered his practices, how he got started. He actually went into talk about the economy of Diablo 3 and said something that I think a lot of people who have played Diablo 3 have noticed, that the people are leaving the game and the economy is going down. But he did say that he does expect it to pick back up with the PvP patch, and I mean, yeah, I can see that. Once they put that in, the PvP patch, and once they actually figure out what they're going to do with in-game, you'll have people, like all the people I know that played, and myself, will be back playing, because at the moment it's just boring. We're just bored, and that's why we stopped playing. It's still pretty cool to the fact that you make $10,000 off the Real Money Auction House, but no bots, no scams, nothing of that sort. so that's pretty impressive. PlayStation 2 emulator PCS X2 has went into public release 1.0. That's a major milestone. It says it runs most games, runs a great majority of games, and there are no important issues that could possibly be fixed without requiring major modifications to the emulator, etc., etc. It's pretty awesome news, especially if you don't have a first-gen PS3 or a PlayStation 2 still. It's something I'm going to try myself to see how it does, and after I try it out, I'll let you guys know if it's, living up to the hype. Assassin's Creed 3. Now this is fairly big news. I know some people are probably not very happy about this, but Assassin's Creed 3 will have no beta. Surprising news considering Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations both had multiplayer betas. Assassin's Creed 3, no multiplayer beta. Said we need to polish a version, submit it to platform holders, and support it when it's out. And all that time put into the beta doesn't go into the final game. I'm not entirely sure that I agree with this. Generally, I like for my multiplayer games to have public betas just for stress testing and bug testing purposes. At the same time, most people I know are playing Assassin's Creed for the single player story, not for the multiplayer. The multiplayer is kind of just an added bonus there. So I'm kind of indifferent, but I am leaning towards the fact that I really wish there was a public beta. Though this seems like the kind of thing where the public beta really is just letting people play the game early. And the final thing I want to talk about is DayZ surpassing 1 million users. This is actually pretty big news considering DayZ is a mod to a game. Arma 2 Combined Operations is the game also. It's still sitting in the top 5 in Steam, which is impressive in itself. But 1 million subscribers or users for a mod is heinously impressive, especially with the type of game it is. I really did not expect it to hit as big as it has, but I'm really glad it did because it's an amazing game. And if you haven't played it yet, you should go play it. It can be a little tricky to set up, but there are plenty of guides and stuff to help you out. I highly recommend everyone try it out. And that's all I have to talk about today. I will be back Wednesday to bring you more game news type stuff, and I will see you guys then.